Fiverr is a great place to find work and make money. But like everywhere else, there's some things you need to be cautious about. So today we're going to talk about Fiverr Fin's top 5 tips to protect you from scummy buyers. This is the latest in Fiverr Fin's guide to all things Fiverr. So let's get into it. Tip number 1. Don't offer unlimited revisions. I know that there is this rumour going around that you should offer unlimited revisions, particularly if you're new. But honestly, you don't have to offer any at all on your gigs. And that gives you the choice about whether to offer a reasonable number of revisions if you've made a mistake or need to correct something, or you can offer to charge an additional fee for revisions. Revisions are a weird thing because sometimes buyers don't actually want a revision. What they really want is a do-over. And we'll talk about that more later. Offering unlimited revisions on your gig anchors you. It chains you to the buyers who have bought from you for the rest of your life. Some people come back a year later and ask for revisions. And customer service is on their side because you offered unlimited revisions. So be careful about what you're offering. Tip number 2 is don't do free work. This is connected to the previous tip. Your portfolio and review should speak for themselves. Anybody who asks you for a sample is trying to get free work. There are 2 ways of dealing with this. If you're a writer or some kind of graphic artist, you can have a generic piece to offer as a sample. Or you can charge a small fee for a sample. You need to be a bit careful about offering samples. Some buyers will split up their project and then go to different people and ask for samples for each of the things that they've split it up into. So a piece of artwork here, a quick voiceover there, and eventually they've managed to do the entire project without paying a single person who actually put the work in to do it. Personally, if someone asks for a sample, I refer them to my portfolio. Make sure that you're not giving away free work. Tip number 3 is don't haggle. Set a firm price and don't be tempted by attempts to appeal to your better nature. If people say that they want you to reduce your prices for them because they'll come back and give you more work that way, A, they probably never will come back, and B, they're trying to see if you're a pushover. You know how long what you're offering will take you to do. You also know what you need, the income, to support your lifestyle. So charge accordingly and don't budge. Tip number 4 is about buyer requirements. When I first started on Fiverr, I looked at the buyer requirements and basically just got people to give me the information that I needed in order to complete the order. But as time went on, one of the people on the forum, thank you to Melissa Harlow, shared their fabulous buyer request list. The perfect way to protect yourself is by setting up buyer requirements with little boxes that they will have to tick, indicating agreement to various options. For example, additions outside the order spec will incur additional fees. Go to the forum, search buyer requirements, read what you find and put them into practice. Make sure that the requirements are all mandatory. There are a lot of new sellers who complain that buyers don't give them all of the information they needed to complete the order. And then they get a cancellation, which affects their stats and rankings. Set up your buyer requirements so that buyers have to supply the information that you need. That way the clock won't start until they do. So set them up properly, and if you come across someone who wriggles their way around what you have, adjust your buyer requirements to prevent anyone else doing that. Tip number 5 is honestly just to say no. It's okay to turn down work if the buyer raises a red flag for you. Most buyers on Fiverr are great, but some of them not so much. Don't encourage them to treat you or anyone else badly. You need boundaries. Being a freelancer means that your boundaries are important. You need to be able to say no and to not be afraid to say no. And here's a bonus tip. Read the Fiverr Terms of Service. When you read the Terms of Service and you keep them in mind when you're making your gigs and when you're interacting with others, you won't be accidentally breaking any of them by mistake. You're bound by the TOS whether you've read it or not, and many of them are actually there to protect you. So read the TOS and bear them in mind for when you're creating gigs and doing your work. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe if you haven't already and ring the bell so you'll be notified when the next one is up. If you have any comments or even any questions that you want a video to explain, please write them in the comment section down below and I'll maybe be able to sort out a video and give you a shout out. See you next time.